Good morning, world. I'm back again. Some people call me poet, some people call me prophet. My presentation name is not for sale. Just give God give this man, can't put that song. Take all them names, throw them away. You don't mean anything. The only name I want you to remember on this platform are the characteristics of Jesus, the knowledge of the universe, which sits inside of his knowledge and God, and that's the names I want you to remember. Now, I'm kind of like on my lunch break right now, and I told y'all this, those you don't know me, I suggest that you go back to my old videos before you step up into where or what that I'm doing now. So you step up into what I'm doing now. What I'm doing now, right, is that I am going in deeper, and a lot of things that I say may flip your belly. But what we want to talk about today is trauma bonding. Now, I'm going to talk about my trauma bonding and not everybody else's trauma bonding. That's what we're going to talk about. And I'm going to show you how I came out and what the benefits of what it was for when I came out of this. In life, when God is taking you somewhere, you will find a lot of people that will come in and they will see your light because they have all the darkness. And so, but even in your light, you have trauma. So when you refuse to let go of that trauma, you will go around looking for people that have that same trauma. And the thing with that is that you can't really have a conversation about anything of meaning, understand? Because you're constantly talking about each other's problems, talking about everybody else's problems. And here's what I couldn't understand when I was doing it, is that I had something to say about everybody else's life. You know what I'm saying? Instead of really taking a deep look at the fact that I needed to fix my own. How you doing? I need to fix my own life because what was happening, because I did not want to confront the things that was in my behavior and in my life, I constantly went and picked through other people's life, telling them what they should do and this and that. And guess what? I couldn't manifest none of that myself because I had a life that was twisted. I had people that were stuck in me like Alabama ticks. You understand what I'm saying? And so a lot of times in life, when you get ready to advance God, let me give you an example. I kept asking God for a financial breakthrough. And it wasn't that the financial breakthrough wasn't there, but as long as I kept certain people inside my life, God was not going to allow that to manifest. He was going to keep me at the same level of the people that I was trauma bonding with. Understand what I'm saying? So when you begin to advance forward, and now that I'm going forward, you understand what I'm saying? The thing is that I still got, and I'm not talking about something that I did, but I'm talking about some things, you understand what I'm saying, that are happening to me now. But now here's the hit, you gotta watch it. Because your job is not to come and try to fix everything. That's where the faith comes in. Some things you have to allow God to do, because God wants to put it, if there's a negative entity or force around and it's coming up against you, God wants to do it on his own. So it can be manifested, and when God shows up, he shows up in a big way. You understand? So everybody can see it. So some things have to be exposed, and you have to let God do exposure. But as long as I kept going back to these people, my life was never going to get better. You understand what I'm saying? My life would never get better. And there were certain things that I had to do, you understand what I'm saying, to get myself to a place to where I could go forward. Now I'm starting to see the certain manifestations of things, you understand what I'm saying, that I refuse. See, the greatest love that you can actually give people is to let them go. Let them go be whoever and whatever they want to be. You understand? You have to love them from a distance with a long-handled spoon. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you don't, they'll try to pull you back in to that mode of thinking and that mode of reality, which is not reality. Anytime that you're trying to advance forward, God will always place a giant in your life. And it's hard for me, right? And I'm going through certain things. Like some of the people that I have to cut loose in the future, and some people that I've cut loose already, it hurt me to my heart. You don't see the scars on my outside, but it hurt me to my heart. But I had to do it because them people refuse to advance. And they're holding on to things, and world's teaching, no, you need to do that. No. Some things I'm gonna let God do. Okay? I don't care if it's sister, can't say mother, but I got sisters, brothers, whatever, and I will cut you loose in a New York minute and take my Texas time to do it. You know what I'm saying? If it's coming up against what God, this message that God is trying to take, that I have to the world. So the whole thing is that stay where you're at, you know? And then that's up to people. By no means think I am going to backtrack, okay? And for anyone. And then sometimes you'll get so far behind you can't catch up. And another thing, that even the people that I travel bonded with, I see them making connections with people that I already know that try to plan my demise. You understand? You get the same judgment those people get. And I know who you are. You understand? That's my gift. You understand? That's why I say you can't put a price on it because God did. Because I walk in the know. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't just drop that on top of my head. You know, like I told you the other day when I asked God for knowledge, He sent me a bunch of problems. I had to learn how to figure them out. When I asked Him for abundance, you know, He would always send somebody past me with less than. He said, okay, let me see if you're willing to help them. But you got to know how to help the right people. It's all help ain't help. You'll help some people to their death. And the guilt that's going to hit you when you get finished, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be more powerful than the, I don't think I've ever made anything that that's a spanking worse than God can give you. But I guess that would be your spanking. You understand? I'm not helping people die. Some of us going to have to die so the rest may live. That's my message today as far as trauma bonding. Open people's hearts and they received it rather than putting up a wall. And, it's like I told you before, I was a person who had something to say about everybody's life and this and that. Yet I had relationships, and stuff like that I needed to fix. How can I come tell you how to fix something and I haven't even fixed my own life? When you see people doing that, that means they're dodging their own way. And I've done this. When I see it, I'm going to release all of that. I'm on my lunch break. I got to go back up. If nobody told you they love you today, I do. So let these things be written in heaven. So let them be done.